We know of at least 4 Texans currently being considered for cabinet positions in a Trump administration, but many more could be headed to Washington. And while President-elect Trump's transition team continues the vetting process, Trump has announced anyone who serves in his administration must pledge not to return to D.C. as a lobbyist for 5 years after they leave his White House. Fox 4 Sean Rabb following developments again today as the Trump transition continues. Sean.
Hey, Steve, you know, that was one of President-elect Trump's campaign promises in the final days before the election. He promised to clean up what he called the entire corrupt Washington establishment, and one he appears to try and keep this promise as he moves from campaigning to governing.
We are going to Washington, D.C. to drain the swamp.
The draining beginning with a 5-year ban on those who served with Trump from working as lobbyists.
5 years is a long time.
SMU political science professor Cal Gilson thinks that might give some pause to join the Trump administration.
Because after 5 years, their value is decreased because people forgot about them.
There has been a revolving door, and Republicans have been just as guilty as Democrats.
Mary Spaeth, who served in the Reagan administrations, says the lobbyist rules need to change.
You come back and suddenly you're seeking favors for paid clients. That's really one of the reasons that government has gotten so big, so complicated, so expensive, and so unresponsive.
People being interviewed by Mr. Trump and his team as potential cabinet members continues. The Texans we know, former Governor Rick Perry, Congressman Mike McCall and Jeb Hensarling, and Senator Ted Cruz. Cruz met with Trump and Vice President-elect Pence this week.
I'm eager to work with the new president in whatever capacity I can have the greatest impact defending the principles that I was elected to defend, defending the principles of freedom, defending the Constitution.
He would not say if he'd been offered Attorney General or any other cabinet seat.
I think there are probably 40 people being considered for appointments.
Spaeth, heavily involved in political campaigns, says Trump has a deep reservoir of conservatives in Texas for many government posts.
I think the Texans are being considered not just for cabinet and sub-cabinet posts or for White House appointments, but there are all kinds of things that are really important. Those spots, most people don't hear about them, but they have enormous impact, and they'll be filled very carefully.
Let's talk about the lobbying.
Okay.
And tell people how this works. So you and I work together side by side. Late nights, we grind it out for 2 years, and then I leave and I come back and I say, hey, Sean, I'm representing this company.
Absolutely. One of the same companies that we crafted legislation about, et cetera. Now I represent them. They're paying me, and I come back to you, curry favor, to get the votes I need to get this project through.
So convince me why this is important. And the way you do that is tell me how much these lobbyists get paid. They get paid a bunch of money to represent these companies?
So if I'm a senior level official in any presidential administration, I'm making a couple of $100,000 as director of a department. If I become a lobbyist, I'm making several $100,000 a year, maybe more. Half of Congress and half of top level and second tier administrators stay in D.C., wait out right now what is the 2-year ban, and then return to lobby. If I'm gone 5 years, I've lost contacts. And
Sean who?
Yeah.
Who? Yeah, right?
Right. Plus, I may not know, folks won't remember me. It's hard to get that deal.
Okay.
So this is a big step in cleaning things up.
I get it. And yeah, you can. If a company thinks somebody's worth $800,000, there's a reason.
Hey, if I need to get what I need and I need to get through Congress, I need this vote, and I want to do it without certain regulations, I don't want to change the way I'm doing business, it's worth it for me.
All right, Sean. Thank you.
All right.